shit, I'm live.
Yeah. You gonna say something?
What up, man? It's your boy, Shad. You funny on TikTok. A lot of people call me Shad, man. This is the first episode of my podcast. The Chop It Up podcast, man. I got my guests with me, man. The WWE TikTok boys. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves. I'm going to start with you, Louis. We're going to go down the road.
What's going on, everybody? A lot of people know me as Mr. NXT, but y'all can follow me on TikTok at FNO Louis V. Appreciate my boy Shad inviting me on here. Let's just get this shit going.
Narcolepsy Boy 94, all social media platforms. Honored to be here. Always good to talk wrestling. You're on mute, bro.
What's good, y'all? This your boy Axel Guzman 107 from TikTok. Appreciate you having me on, bro.
No problem.
And this is Mitri the God on TikTok. Shad, thanks for having me, bro.
No problem, my boy. Oh yeah, you. I'm tripping.
Oh, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Jay, man. I'm just a wrestler. That's it. I don't do TikTok. I'm just a wrestler.
Yeah, my boy working his way. He you know what I'm saying? He been training for about really how many years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might have a match.
Supposed to really be 2 years, but the pandemic. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing rolling, man. So first thing I want to talk about now, what drew you to pro wrestling? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna tell you what drew me. Like, it's just something that happened. Like, it's something, you know, it once it got you, it got you. Like, I was like, you know, like a kid, the first thing you see is what you gonna always like. Like nowadays, kids just watching, what is it, Coco Melon? Yeah, watching Coco Melon. So I don't know, I thank my father for putting me on, honestly, because he was a huge wrestling fan. Well, he is a huge wrestling fan. And my mom, she told me that her grandfather loved wrestling. Like, you know, she proud of me of doing wrestling. But just the sheer energy and drama and like the aesthetic of wrestling, like how it used to be. That's why I don't even watch it no more. Like I do. It's hard to fall off wrestling when you've been loving it for a long time. So, but yeah, the old school, that's what got me, like Raw, Stone Cold and everything. But what about y'all? Go ahead, Louis.
Yeah, ironically enough, you know, WWE wasn't the first wrestling promotion I watched. Actually, if I remember correctly, the first wrestling match that I've seen was Bound for Glory 2009, Styles versus Sting for the world title. And that was roughly when I was around in kindergarten. And then just seeing AJ and just doing flippy shit and all that, that's what just drew me, because I don't know, it's something about AJ just fucking drew me to the product, and I was just glued ever since.
Word.
Okay.
Shit, for me, I started watching around like 2004-ish. My uncle got me into it. He was a wrestling fan, and he's the one who kind of got me into it. But first wrestler I ever saw on TV was Eddie Guerrero, coming down the lowriders and everything. I know somebody used to have a lowrider and shit, so I always liked the lowriders and everything. So I was fascinated by his entrance and his whole character, the lie, cheating, and stealing gimmick. You know, like it something about it that got me into it. So, and I really SmackDown, the whole SmackDown from like 2004, 2005-ish, bro. Like that's what really got me into wrestling heavy, bro. Like that time for SmackDown was elite. They had like Kurt Angle and, you know, Cena was there before he went to Raw, and then, you know, they had Guerrero, Mysterio, Booker T. You know, they had some guys on there, some top guys. So for me, it was just the entertainment value of it. You know, just everything, the storyline, storytelling, the way it can make you feel. You know, obviously when you're a kid at that time, you don't really understand everything like you do when you're an adult, but you still can get invested into everything. And
Right.
I was just invested into guys like Booker T and Eddie Guerrero and Cena and Batista, Undertaker, bro. Like, I legit thought Undertaker had some type of powers, bro. I thought he was like some dead dude or something. Like, I thought he was some type of, like, when I was a kid, I never understood because I remember the first TV show I ever went to was a SmackDown. He like popped up in the ring and shit, and I was like, bro, how he do that? Like, I know how he did at the time, but like, you just get fascinated by all the characters and the entertainment value of it. And if you become a true wrestling fan, as you get older, you start to understand it more, and that's when you start to understand the storylines and everything about it. And that's when you kind of really start, appreciate what wrestling really is. And like you said, bro, once you hooked, you just hooked, bro. Like ever since I was hooked, because everybody always used to ask me as we got older, like when I'm gonna stop watching wrestling. And I didn't know the answer at one point, but then I was like, probably never, bro. Like, I'm probably never gonna stop watching it, bro. Like, even if I don't watch it as much now, I still always make sure I follow up with the product and follow up with everything that's going on. So, nothing like wrestling, bro, to me.
Okay.
I go right.
Yeah.
First off, my grandfather and my uncle was always watching wrestling, so it was always on. But the first moment I actually got to see was the return of Triple H back in 2002. And after that, I just couldn't stop watching because I was just like, bro, what's so important about this man right here? Like, I just saw how the crowd, like, you get regular reactions and shit, but like that reaction was like, bro. So ever since then, I was hooked. I went back to watch WrestleMania 17. That's when I fell in love with Jeff Hardy and the Hardy Boys. The rest of it is just history, bro. Like the entertainment, the storylines.
Yeah, it's always gonna be that one thing, bro. Like that'll draw you into it. Like my one thing, it was The Rock. Like he was so flashy. Like I was like, I want to be just like that when I grow up. Like just like, like I'm gonna be The Rock number 2.
All right, so for me, the first thing that got me to wrestling was when my dad took me to a live show, and I remember this specifically. It was Bret Hart and Kevin Nash, but he was Diesel at that time, and they were in a steel cage match, bro. And the Undertaker came out from under the ring, pulled Diesel down, bro. Ever since then, I was like, bro, I have to watch this, man. I have to watch this. So I grew up, started watching like the Attitude Era for real though. Like week to week, every day, or every week, it was Stone Cold and The Rock and DX and all them. So all that crazy stuff they did in the Attitude Era, that's what drew me, bro.
Okay, my boy.
My first time, I remember 2011. It was Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, I think, for the WWE Championship. That was like the summer of Punk. Well, they CM Punk, he beat Cena and Money in the Bank and kept the title.
Yeah.
And I remember going to that Monday Night Raw and like seeing Rey Mysterio like win the title. I'm like, if he can win the title, why can't I? I'm not like the biggest guy. And I was like, and I saw John Cena. I'm like, yo, the connection that this dude got with people is like inspiring. You feel me? So it's like that really like drew me into wrestling. Like, how can I get a connection with people? Like how this guy, he got everybody standing up, like cheering for him and stuff like that. That's what like really drew me into it. Plus the moves and stuff. It's the storytelling aspect.
Bro, it's crazy when you go to wrestling shows. I don't know if y'all ever been to a show like John Cena show, bro, but the reactions in the crowd is crazy, bro. Like the section is so mixed and everything, bro. Like reactions go everywhere, bro. Like you in the middle of like everything when he come out.
Yeah,
everybody stand up.
Luckily, I got to see him. Well, I really got to see him twice when I went to Mania 35. But I got to see him when the SmackDown before Mania 33 when it was him and whichever one of the Bellas he used to
Nikki.
Yeah. Versus the Miz and Maurice. So that was really the only time I got to see him like. Well, that was the first time I got to see him. We put it like that. The first time, it was loud. It was. You're right about the crowd because it was live in there. That was in. I think we went to Richmond Coliseum.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. Some wrestlers be like that, bro. Like you have to go see. I've seen a couple wrestlers get reactions like that I went to a Monday Night Raw when Brock came out. He got a fucking crazy reaction, bro.
He was there, bro.
When he came out, I think it was the night he came back and challenged Seth for the title. So when they was in the ring cutting that promo, and everybody was kind of speculating that it was gonna be Brock. And when that guitar hit, everybody was like, "Oh shit!" You feel me? They're like, "Oh, he about to fuck up Seth Rollins." You feel me? Like he got that type of feel to him, bro. Everybody was freaking out, like, "Oh shit, bro, Seth Rollins about to die, bro!" Like he got that type of feel to it. He got that energy with the music and everything. When he come out and start dancing on the stage and shit, people was getting pumped, bro. He was like, "Oh shit."
Nothing like a Cena pop though.
Yeah, I wish the only pop I wish I could have seen in Prime would have been Austin, bro. Like I wish I could have been in the crowd when he came out in Prime of his career, bro.
If I could have been in the crowd with the glass breaking, bro.
Like nothing. Him and the Rock, bro. Him and the Rock.
Hey, real fat. When I went to SmackDown, it was at the time. Obviously, Christian and Randy, they had their rivalry going, and WWE, they turned down Christian's reaction because everybody in Rhode Island cheered for Christian more than they cheered for Randy. Like Christian had one of the biggest pops I heard, but since he was a heel, they had to turn his shit down on TV.
Yeah, they do that sometimes, bro. The SmackDown I went to, so the first episode of SmackDown I ever went to was with the video I sent y'all. Was when it's like maybe a couple weeks after Eddie Guerrero passed away, and it's like the feud between Randy Orton and Taker, and that's when he had Taker like on the back of the limousine and shit, and he backed it up into the stage and blew up. Yeah. What they didn't show though, they edited it though because Randy Orton couldn't get the car started at first, bro. So he was having trouble getting the car started and backing up and shit. So they had to edit it and everything to make it look like it was on time, but like. It wasn't like long, but you could tell like something was going because he was started up and it would go and then like he went to back it up and it would stop. So like he was like messing with he had something going on with the gas or something like that, like something was going on. And then like he just like backed it up and then like he just kind of like had to swerve it into the right position and everything. But like I remember when I watched it on SmackDown, I was like, really? I swear he took longer to get to the stage bro. Like
yeah, and that's another thing, man. I didn't know that they used to tape SmackDown. Like I went to a SmackDown, in 06, and my mom was like, "Yeah, we're going to SmackDown." So I'm thinking Friday. And yeah, get ready because we about to go to SmackDown. It was on they taped Tuesday, right?
Yeah,
Tuesday. The day before. Oh no, yeah, Tuesdays. That's right. That's right.
Because I used to go because the first time I went to the first show I ever went to, I didn't know I was going. It was a surprise. So like it's a Tuesday night and we driving through the night and shit. So I don't know where we're going. Then all of a sudden I see the WWE production trucks. I'm like, hold up, bro. Like, wait a minute. I didn't even know they was in town, bro. I'm like, what's bro? Like, where we at right now? You feel me? We walk into the stadium, bro, and they had the SmackDown set. I was like, bro, we got SmackDown. Like that's the first time I didn't know it was taped. I thought it was live it was on Thursdays back then. So I thought it was on Thursday nights. I'm like, bro, it's Tuesday though. Like we not even.
They used to show. You guys been to the old live events when they used to show Heat and Velocity before?
Yeah. They had that there that night because they had I can't remember who wrestled on Velocity, but it was like fucking like Vito and like Orlando Jordan and shit. You feel me?
Them days.
They used to tape Heat and Velocity.
Yeah.
It would be on the same night on SmackDown or Raw.
It's kind of like, you know how they do main event, like how WWE would have main event before, like Raw. Like that's how Velocity Heat was.
Yeah,
like,
when I went, it was Superstars and NXT, the game show. That was our like Velocity.
NXT game.
I forgot they had Superstars for.
When was the last Heat and Velocity?
I have no idea.
Like what year? Y'all know what year?
06 maybe?
06, 07, maybe around that time.
I probably went after they stopped. I don't remember it. I remember that night clearly. I went to the one. It was Kurt Angle. It was Kurt Angle and Undertaker versus versus. This was before their match at No Way Out versus I think Eminem and Mark Henry. I believe. I think it was them. Yeah.
It finished in 08.
08?
Yeah, he finished in 08.
Yeah, I went to they used to do them before the shows, but like it wasn't nobody that people really cared about though, so nobody was like really reacting to anything crazy, you know. So it wasn't like any big stars. There was one time though, like, because sometimes they be having little after shows, like after the show's over. So like sometimes they having them dark matches and
Dark
everything.
matches.
Yeah.
Yo, that's how I got to see Cena. He wasn't on the show for SmackDown. We was all getting to leave, bro. Next thing you know, that man's music hit, bro.
Everybody came back like, oh snap! Wait a minute, come back.
Yo, people was coming right back, bro, because they was doing a little scene with Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, like bouncing him on the rope with his balls and like his balls on the rope. And the Wyatt family came out. Then, yo, when that man music hit, bro, I'm telling you, that reaction was crazy.
Yeah, because I went to a show once, a SmackDown show, and the main event was Jeff Hardy and Edge. This is when Jeff Hardy had the No More Words. This is when he was like so over, bro. Like he had that crazy reaction, and the match was over. You know what I'm saying? So everybody leaving and everything. Then all of a sudden, you see them setting up a cage. They start setting up a cage in the ring. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, we got another match going on. It was a cage match between Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho, and a cage match at SmackDown. Like, yo, what is a cage match at the end of SmackDown? I didn't know about dark matches until that night. It was like 2009.
Man, you'd be surprised as hell, bro. Like, hold on, I thought it was over.
Yeah, so that's why every time I go, I always kind of make sure I stay a little bit afterwards. You never know what's gonna happen. Like you never know. Because after I remember that Raw after when Brock came back, everybody started leaving once the show ended. But I was like, oh, something happened. He cut a promo in the ring for like 10 minutes, bro. He cut like a pro. He just talking for like 10 minutes, bro. How he's gonna beat shit out of Seth Rollins, bro. Everybody was just laughing, bro. Like, he was like, "Yep, I'm gonna fuck him up." Yep. So he's saying some crazy shit, bro. And this is off air, bro. So he was cussing and shit, bro. Like he wasn't saying like the F-bomb. He was like, like I'm gonna get my title back and I'm gonna beat the shit out of Seth Rollins. Back. He's saying all type of crazy shit, bro. But it wasn't on air though, so nobody saw it. But it was still funny.
But yeah, we gonna. All right, next topic. Favorite wrestler of all time and why?
Who wants to start it?
Oh no, I'm gonna go. Mine, everybody know this off top, The Rock, because everything he did for one, he was funny. For two, he just looked cool, like real. He was real cool to me, like always been cool, flashy. And then I see myself as a wrestler. I see myself like me becoming a wrestler. I can't see myself doing any other. Like his gimmick was one of a kind. There's no way that you can't duplicate it, but you can mimic it in certain ways. Like I see myself like catchphrases. Nah, can't steal no catchphrases from him because he's unique. He's a unique character. But like the clothes, that's the only thing I probably steal from him and make it back, like make it cool again. Because nobody, for one, everybody nowadays, it's a new era. Now people wearing Jordans in the ring, sweatsuits. What else? Just yeah. But me, what The Rock used to wear in the ring, bro. That's what I come out in. Like he was just and then his moves, like there was like if you seen anybody else doing the stuff that he do, you'll laugh. Yeah, but it's funny and it's serious at the same time. Like, come on now, like running to both ropes. And then just dropping the elbow like as a finish. So yeah, The Rock but I just feel like a lot of people are not really gonna agree, but I just feel like in the moments I felt like he should have shined. I mean, he put other people. He lost a lot of like good shining matches. Like I don't think he's always dropped the title at Mania. He's never like in the matches, the pay-per-views, and the only important match I can ever think of that he ever got a good pop for was Backlash 2000.
Yeah, when he beat Triple H.
Yeah, that's like the only good thing other than him coming back and being CM Punk, but a lot of people don't even like that. So
Whoa, chill out, bro. Chill out, bro.
Lewis said to let him back in.
yeah,
Yeah, I think he had.
Bro,
Yeah.
what about Rock and Hogan at Mania 18, bro?
you know what? Yeah, Mania 18.
That wasn't really. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't. That
Bro, he beat Hulk Hogan, bro. That's Hulk Hogan we talking about. That was the torch pass right there.
But I'm gonna say this though. Me as smart as like I was always smart. Like I knew the outcome of every match. Like I felt like who was gonna win. Like for him, if I was watching back then, like if I was older, I'd be like, The Rock gonna win. There's no way Hulk Hogan beating The Rock. Like I can't see it. I mean, even though he did pin him on the Monday night before, but I just can't see it, bro. Like, oh no, that's something that's just equivalent to Roman beating Undertaker at Mania. It's like you can't count neither one of them out, but it only makes sense for
He got to win, yeah. But I don't think that doesn't justify the win, though. You feel me? Like the Backlash 2000 win, that was crazy because the camera was shaking. That's how excited people were, when he won. But like him beating Hogan at WrestleMania, that may be the biggest win of his career. Either that or Cena at WrestleMania.
It gotta be Hogan. It gotta be Hogan.
But like Hulk Hogan, like you gotta think back then. This is before the Hulk Hogan controversy, bro. Like Hulk Hogan come back to WWE was everything, bro. They was worshiping that man. The night after WrestleMania, bro, he had one of the greatest ovations you ever seen, bro. People was bowing down to this man's feet, bro. It's like they worshiped Hulk Hogan, bro, back then. So like him beating Hulk Hogan, especially in Toronto and the Sky Dome, bro, when the crowd turned on The Rock and man, The Rock had to work heel in that match, bro. Like that was a big win, bro. Like because Hulk Hogan, he got that power, bro. So he really had to put The Rock over if he wanted to. Like I'm sure if he went to Vince McMahon, it's like, you know what, I don't think I should be losing to The Rock. You feel me? Like I'm pretty sure the outcome of the match couldn't have switched easily, but it was the right thing to do. You feel me? Now that to me elevated The Rock even more because I think a lot of people always felt like he was overshined by Austin because Austin was the bigger star in people's eyes. But like he got that match,
Right.
He got that match at WrestleMania with Hulk Hogan over Steve Austin, and he beat The Rock, and he beat Hogan. So that was huge for The Rock, if you ask me, because that could have easily been Stone Cold spot right there. But Vince McMahon's like, you know what, we're gonna give it to The Rock. So that to me that helped elevate The Rock up there, like to the elite level. I mean, he was already there, but like beating Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania, bro, which that's and I don't think it gets any bigger than that for The Rock, if you ask me. And it wasn't even for a title either, non-title match too.
That's a big ass win to me, bro.
Yeah.
He just put on him versus Cena, though.
The one versus Cena was big too, yeah. Cena and then Stone Cold beating Stone Cold at WrestleMania the next year too. That was even big too because he never beat Austin at WrestleMania before too. So that played more into the story. So
yeah.
Rock definitely has some big wins. I think it's more is that I think The Rock's is kind of unselfish, in a way. I think he understands business, so you put people over. You got to do what you got to do. It's I think he may be like the only top guy I never heard of, like who had like politics going on backstage. Like didn't want to put somebody over, or like you abuse their power. Like I never heard anybody say anything bad about The Rock trying to put somebody over or in that aspect. Like
Okay.
he did lose a lot of matches that maybe he shouldn't have lost to, but at the end of the day, I don't think it devalued The Rock. Like The Rock was still gonna be The Rock. Like I feel like he was still gonna be a superstar no matter what.
Yeah, but while you talking, who your favorite? I think I know it. I think you say this a lot though.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Cena, wow.
John Cena, bro.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena is the main reason I really fell in love with wrestling. Like I always watched wrestling, but like that was just my guy that I gravitated towards too, bro. Like he was like Superman to me, bro. Like I only idolized two people as a kid, bro. There were only two people I wanted to be like when I was a kid. One of them was Kobe, the other was John Cena. Like those are the only two people I wanted to be like as a kid, bro. Like, just growing up as a kid, bro, like I can understand why people don't like John Cena, but like when you were a kid from that era, like John Cena was like everything, bro. Like you vicariously lived through this man, bro. Like he was like the way he connected with the fans, the inspiration he gave, bro. Like you just felt like John Cena was just like everything, bro. So like for me, he was wrestling for me, for a period of time, bro. Like before I got older and started to have other favorites, like I didn't care about anybody but John Cena for a period of time, bro. Like, I started watching Raw because John Cena was on Raw, and I didn't really watch Raw like that until he went to Raw. If John Cena did other things, other shows like the movies, and I watched the John Cena movies, bro, the commercials. If I saw John Cena on a TV show, if he was on some award show, I'm like, oh, I gotta turn that on. From John Cena's on the award show, like, I gotta see anything John Cena, bro. I had this man's rap album, had this man's chains, bro. This man's. Bro, I dressed up for John Cena 3 years in a row for Halloween. 3 years in a row.
If I could do that when I was younger, I would have. Like, honestly, like if I had access. Now I'm too old, but if I had access to like the chain, like and all that, man, Halloween in some big green shorts.
Bro, I used to have. I dressed up for John Cena for Halloween 3 years in a row, bro. I refused to be anything else for 3 years but John Cena, bro.
We need those pictures, bro.
It got to the point like when my mom would ask me what to be for Halloween, she'd be like, "You gonna be John Cena again?" But you're going out. Like, of course I'm gonna be John Cena. Like, John Cena was everything to me, bro.
What do you think was John Cena's most defining moment in his career? Like, what do you think just defined him as just John Cena, like this Superman?
Probably just the whole. Honestly, probably just the whole gimmick, bro. Like, I don't know, something like he had some big wins, here and there, but like just the way he would cut his promos and talk, and like, he would get the fans hyped up and everything, because he was like the ultimate good guy. So, like I said, I understand why a lot of people didn't like him. But when you were a kid, bro, like he was like Spider-Man, bro. Like when he a kid, bro, like he was like, and he talk and he'd be like, "I'm gonna beat up the bad guy and I'm getting the championship back." He's like, "Yeah, John Cena, get that belt back." You feel me? Like you wanted him to win, bro. So like for me, it was like any from like 2005 to 2000. Probably 2011 for real, bro. Like, I was like super heavy on John Cena, bro. Like every John Cena match, like, oh, John Cena got to win. You feel me? I want him to win. Honestly, from my recollection, like the probably the first time I rooted against John Cena is when he went against CM Punk in Money in the Bank. Like that's probably the first time I was like, I want John Cena to lose, bro. I want CM Punk to win. Like CM Punk, after that promo, I was starting to get a little bit older. So after he cut that promo, I was like, was he supposed to say that, or like I'm confused, bro? Like, I just buried the whole company like on TV. Bro. Man, you have to say that or not, bro. Like, and that whole storyline got me like thinking like, there was rumors. I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was rumors going around that he would win the title and go to TNA, bro. I'm like, bro, no way he would win the belt and walk on TNA with the belt, bro. So I was maybe thinking that was gonna happen. Then he won the belt, bro, and he left through the crowd and everything. I'm like, bro, he going to TNA. I'm turning on TNA Thursday, bro. Like, he gonna be on Impact. It's crazy, bro. Like he's gonna be on Impact Thursday, bro. Like think about it. So like that was probably the first time. No, actually, no. The first time I rooted against him was when he faced Nexus. I really liked Nexus, and I was hoping the Nexus was gonna beat them at SummerSlam, and they lost. But
they were good, but they were good. And like now, back then, you hate them. You wish they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Coming to the business, like coming to WWE, not the business, like from a business standpoint. But like now, they really had heat because they were going around, beating up all the superstars.
Bro, the Nexus was the first Shield.
I remember the night they
was
did
the first
it,
Shield,
bro.
Like they was the original Shield. They was the original Shield, bro. They just had more people and they had different characters and everything, but they used to beat the shit out of everybody on. They beat up commentators, they beat up announcers, bro. They was beating up everybody inside. Like it made them seem real ruthless, bro. I felt like they needed that. Looking back now, they definitely needed that push, but at that time, I was starting to get a little older. I was like 13 at the time. So I was like, oh, Nexus. I remember the guys from NXT. I'm like, oh, snap. Like, what they caused all the chaos and everything. But like that made Raw watchable every week to me. If you ask me, I was wondering what they was going to do, bro. Like, right. I knew they was, like, for me, I knew that even though they beat up Cena and everybody in the ring, but when they beat up Vince McMahon in the ring, bro, like that, I was like, oh, yeah, they like that. Like, they like that. Okay, like, they beat shit out of Vince, bro, in the ring. Bro. So, okay. Like they like this, they on this level. So but those two were only probably like when I started to get older, when I started to root against Cena a little bit. But anytime before that, bro, like any match John Cena was in, bro, I rooted for John Cena, bro. Like John Cena, for my era, he was the guy, bro. Like he just from my era, bro. Like how different eras of wrestling, for the Hogan era, Rock, awesome. What era you grew up in, like John Cena was my guy, bro. Like I remember when we watched WrestleMania 28, bro, we had a house divided, bro, of the older generation and my generation from the youngers. And we was rooting for Cena, and they was rooting for The Rock. You know, they from two different generations, bro. So like, it was cool to have that atmosphere. You feel me? Because they know we all from different generations, but we all enjoy wrestling at the same time. You feel me? So we all to this. That's why the match was so big, bro. Because like, damn, bro, it's a dream match. Two different generations going at it, bro. And like, even though I knew The Rock was gonna win, I was a little older, so I was like, The Rock probably gonna win. But I was like, bro, I'm still not rooting for The Rock. I gotta root for John Cena, bro. Like,
he should have lost.
That's my dude, bro. I think he should have won too, but you know, like it's those two. And besides John Cena, Undertaker was my second favorite of all time. Undertaker was. A lot of people were always like scared of Taker, you know, like for some reason if you were a kid, but like for me, he was cool. I thought he was cool as shit. Like, you know, he used to come out the ring and shit like that. I always thought he was like some type of boogeyman or something, bro. Like Undertaker wasn't human to me, bro. Like that's why I don't know if you guys see it now. He do all the interviews and shit, but it's like it's weird for me to see him talk like in interviews and everything.
Yeah.
He just for so long, bro. You just thought he just wasn't like normal, bro. Like, bro, Undertaker not human. Like I don't know what he is, but like
I thought he was really dead. Like I thought he was dead, but he was alive.
Yeah, bro, it's hard to explain, bro. You thought he was dead, he was alive, but like every time he would get in the casket, like I remember like when I was a kid and he would go into the casket and they would set it on fire, I'd be like, oh, bro, he dead. Like
I just thought wrestling was this big fantasy world as to like, okay, like the Undertaker. I thought he was dead but alive and just be like, all right. I know I wasn't stupid. I knew that wrestling travel, you know what I'm saying? They go everywhere and wrestle. I just thought he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna pull up.
Bro, Undertaker to me, he was like Jason Voorhees, bro. He was like, he can't die, bro. Like he just can't. He come back every now and then. He just can't die, bro. Like he was just weird. Like he had that mystique to him, bro. That's what was cool about his character because people. That's why to me he the greatest character ever because people believed in his character, bro. Like people believed how he go from the dead man to the bat to dropping the dead man, to the bike, all the way back to the dead man, and people still think he was a dead man, bro. Like come on, like,
and the way they did that transformation, like to take him back to being the dead man, like I like that, and I believed it. Like you know what I'm saying. Thought they buried him and he died, and he was like, "Time to
came back, bro. Like he came back, bro."
But what about you, Mitch?
Yeah, my favorite wrestler of all time is The Undertaker. Like Malik said, I think he's the greatest character of all time, bro. I mean, his streak alone, what was it, 20?
21-0. One before he got
went 21-0 before losing. So WrestleMania was damn near all about The Undertaker, bro. Like some matches that he had at WrestleMania were more important than the damn main event, bro. But yeah, Undertaker all time is my favorite, bro.
Big Lou.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Well, let's say if I was born in the 90s or whatever, for sure, Eddie Guerrero would have been my favorite, but I'm a fucking 2000s baby, so fucking kill me. But no disrespect to Cena, Edge, Taker, any of them guys, but nobody will draw me to wrestling than a guy like Johnny Gargano. Gargano has taken the cake for me as my favorite wrestler of all time. Gargano's just he's just everything, bro. I love Gargano.
It's a good pick.
I already know who Ackles is too. I wonder who he's gonna say.
You already know, bro. Listen, man. My man Jeff Hardy, bro. That man did everything. I don't care. Nobody can tell me that they watched Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker for that undisputed championship, and you was not rooting for Jeff, bro. He was like, come on, man. That everything that man did, from the jumping off of the ladders, the storylines, that man just drew me, man.
Yeah, he I think he's one of the greatest wrestler, one of the greatest wrestlers to have like the fans behind him, like as to, you know,
I really didn't start liking Jeff Hardy hard like that until he started painting his face and everything, and he started, he had the No More Words theme and everything. I was like, oh, Jeff Hardy like that, like, cause he was like, I always liked him in the Hardy Boys, but like the singles run Jeff Hardy was like, I was like, all right, but then he started painting his face and everything, and change his theme and everything, and I was like, oh,
listen, if it wasn't for Jeff Hardy, I probably would have never watched any other wrestling promotion, because when he went to TNA, I started watching TNA.
Oh yeah, I was watching TNA long before then.
Yeah, I was watching TNA.
But Jeff Hardy, though, he was always valid though. I like Jeff.
The first time he went, or when he went back?
First time he went.
Oh, see, my like,
bro, I was tight. Yeah, I was tight, bro. That's who I was watching. Last thing I remember, Brock Lesnar killing my boy. I'm like, where the fuck he go? I started turning the chain. Like one day, I just started turning the channels and shit. And I just like, yo, what the fuck is this? This ain't WWE.
Bro, I remember.
Then I heard him say Jeff Hardy, and then that's when I started watching it.
My friend, he don't watch wrestling anymore, but when we were kids, bro, his two favorite wrestlers were Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. Those are two favorite wrestlers of all time, bro. And I remember the night Jeff Hardy got cashed in on by CM Punk, bro. The next night at school, bro, I couldn't wait to see him. I was like, bro, I know he's tight, bro. I know we like 2009, so we maybe like 7th grade or something like that. I come today to the next school, bro. He was like, don't talk to me, bro. I don't even want to talk about it. Because I came up to him here, I knew what I was gonna say, bro. I was like, bro, what you? Because I like CM Punk, bro. I was one of those fans. I'm not gonna lie, I was happy CM Punk cashed in because I like CM Punk.
I was not, bro. So I was kind of mad.
I didn't mind it, bro, because I like CM Punk at that time.
CM Punk, bro.
Like behind John Cena, the Undertaker at that time, CM Punk was.
That's why Randy Orton beat your ass, bro.
behind
legacy beat your ass.
Behind John Cena and Jeff Hardy, behind John Cena and Undertaker at that time, CM Punk was my favorite wrestler behind those guys. And this is when he started to do like the straight edge society shit a little bit. You know what I mean? And I just liked him a lot because like something about CM Punk, bro, he got me into him, bro. Like I liked him in EC. I liked him in Ring of Honor, him to ECW.
At that time, I did not like him.
But if we talking big star, like main event, it's Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H.
Okay.
Y'all could talk shit about him being the man with the golden shovel, all of that. The only thing I don't respect him for is that storyline with Booker T. Other than that, that's my man, bro.
Yeah, CM Punk always been good. That's why I always like CM Punk even today, bro. Like he always was my guy, bro. Like I always liked him, even when he had the long hair and shit before he switched up. I didn't start liking him heavy though. That's when I started liking him heavy though, when he did the pipe bomb shit. That's when I was like, oh, okay, like he like that, bro. Like, because I felt like they was kind of holding him back a little bit, you know what I mean? And they kind of, they started letting him do a little bit freedom, even though they still holding him back to an extent. But I ain't gonna lie, when he cashed in though, on Jeff Hardy, I was a little excited. I'm not gonna cap. I felt bad for Jeff Hardy, but I was like, CM Punk got the belt, so I ain't mad. You know what I mean? Like,
fuck CM Punk.
I hated that.
The only time I ever really got mad at the cash is when Edge did it, bro. Edge did it twice, bro. Here my soul, bro. The cash in on Cena, then Taker too, bro. I was like, bro, this man gonna cash in on my two favorite wrestlers ever, bro. Like,
fuck that shit. Cena's was worse. That man was battered, bruised, bloody, and everything.
Yeah, he was all. But Taker was like that too, though, because Taker went through that cage, and he got beat up by Mark Henry, and then Edge came out, and I was like, bro, Edge came out, bro, and he was like dead in the ring, bro. He was like this. Undertaker just laid there, bro. I thought he was like gone, bro. I was real like tight, bro, on Edge, bro. Edge used to really get me tight, bro. I didn't like him for the longest, bro.
Yeah.
My favorite wrestler of all time, gotta be Rey Mysterio. But like this dude is the ultimate underdog. You could say Daniel Bryan was the ultimate underdog, B+ player, but Rey Mysterio was the first B+ player in my opinion, because everyone always counted him out. You feel me?
Yeah, he's the first underdog, bro.
Right.
Rey Mysterio, he's the original underdog, bro. They call him the biggest little man, bro. He's the original one, bro.
In my opinion, I feel like he had one of the best stories in wrestling history between him and Eddie, between the fight between him and Dominic.
Yeah, that was. That's why I liked. That's why Eddie Guerrero was my first favorite wrestler, because he was not only the first wrestler that I fell in love with, but he was the first wrestler I hated, bro. Because when he turned to Rey Mysterio that night, bro, I was hurt, bro. I was like, bro, Rey Mysterio, how you gonna do that, bro? Like, and then I really thought he was. No cap, bro. I was a kid at the time, but like I thought he was like really. When he came out and said he was his dad, I was like, oh snap, bro! Like,
we all thought that, bro. We all thought that.
It's my son.
I was like, damn, bro, he just exposed.
They had me like, hold up now, because He do look like he can be one of y'all, man.
And it fit too, bro. And I was like, come on, like, oh, bro, like, wait a minute, like, that's your dad, bro. Like, wait, I was a little salty, bro. I was like, damn, bro.
So he was basically saying he hit Ray White. That's exactly what he was saying, bro.
It's crazy, bro. That was a crazy storyline too, bro. The custody of a child, bro. That's crazy.
In a ladder match.
Yeah, we could throw him out and he was about to grab the custody papers. I'm like, yes.
Vicky used to piss me off.
Oh, you could have excused me and stuff.
Yes.
She was annoying.
And then she just looked like an annoying guidance counselor. Yeah, she's like a guidance counselor, man. But next topic. Now this is industry interest and skills. So basically, if you were to go in like to the WWE, New Japan, Impact, Ring of Honor, it don't matter. What would be your interest, like job wise? You know, whether that's wrestling, creative team, production, it don't matter. Like mine, I mean, if wrestling don't work out, I feel like I can wrestle. I know I can, but if nothing works out, God forbid, I think I might want to be like either a manager. I still want to be a part of like the in-ring, not necessarily in-ring work, but around. I could be a commentator because I like to talk. So commentator, I can't do no interviewing. I'm not a proper, you know what I'm saying? I can't match about what? I can't.
You don't gotta do that. You can just,
you're right. I can bring my own style. But I'm saying, look at Jonathan Coachman. That's how Jonathan Coachman ain't always act like he did when he was at commentary and, you know, in ring. Like if you look at the first Jonathan Coachman, he was like he was a reporter or something.
Right,
but,
it was.
Yeah, but I don't know. And then lastly, I would want to be a part of. I need to be a part of creative when it comes to WWE because I don't know who they got back there. But yeah, anything like I think of. Sometimes I be thinking, and I know Malik that you good with creative. You know what I'm saying? So I know for sure you'll be good at something like that, especially like creative.
That would probably be what I would do, creative. I don't have any desire to be a wrestler like that for real. I'd rather do like, you know, backstage creative stuff. I have to do some on-screen stuff, maybe like a commentator or something. That would probably be my cup of tea. Definitely creative though. I think creative would suit me best.
Even for me, I don't care. Do they y'all know if creative is a part of designing title belts? Like who's in charge of that?
Well, Vince McMahon's in charge of everything. So, but I'm sure they have creative ideas, you know, like what the belt's gonna look like and everything. But like, he the boss, so whatever he say, go. You know what I mean? So whatever he wants.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. No matter what your job is, if you the supervisor,
Vince McMahon, he the head of the table for real. He the real head of the table. Like,
no doubt.
We did our only people.
What if Vince come back and beat Roman for the title?
Vince gonna be
he done it before, bro. He's done it before.
Yeah. I forgot he won.
He done won the Royal Rumble. He done had the ECW championship.
He did.
Do-rag Vince.
I would do-rag.
Do-rag Vince, bro.
Now Vince, he's too old to be taking those beatings before. Like back when we were a kid, you got to think back when we grew up. Like he was already in his 60s, you know, late 50s, early 60s, and he was getting his ass whooped in the ring, bro. Like That match he had with Shawn Michaels, bro, he got hit by ladders, chairs, garbage cans, went through a table, all types of shit, bro. That man was like 6 years old, bro. I'm like, bro.
Not to mention, he had took a mean bump. He probably was in his 40s then. He took a mean when him and Austin. They had a cage match at St. Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but
I remember
he was in
that.
his 50s. He was in his 50s then when he did that.
He took that bump off the cage. He literally, like, he flew about from the cage. when Austin hit his head, he flew back at least 7 feet back onto the announce table.
Bro, he said that
and barely
in the interview. He said that he had a big bruise, like from his spine all the way down to like the back of his leg, bro.
Because the way he hit it, like he barely hit it. Well, not barely. He hit it, but half of his body was off the table and half his body.
He like hit it and then bounced, but he was like, and then like fell down. It was like, then you could definitely tell that it hurt though. He was like, ooh, like he did that.
Shane and Max. When he tried to belly thrown him to the glass and he didn't go through the first time.
Oh, yeah. Shane McMahon one? Yeah, that was.
I would have to take an ice bath out of that match. Like an ice bath. Like not just like take my washcloth. But yeah, what about you, Mitri?
I'll probably do something in creative, bro, because the storylines is really important, bro. That's what really draws me in. It's storylines. You need a good storyline. Then when the pay-per-views are coming up, you need a good hype. You need hype to the match to make people intrigued. Like they really don't do that too much. I mean, with Roman and his stories, that's legit. But everywhere else, it's like just random shit. Like I would probably be in creative, bro.
Okay. Louis? Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, Axel, Shaw, you guys already know what I want to do when we talk about, if we want to get into the professional wrestling business. I'm not going to put that out there on YouTube or TikTok yet, but you already know probably what I want to do. So we just leave it like that. Some things are too good to be told yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the hot dog guy, bro.
You funny.
As much as I would want to do the wrestling shit, I would have to be in creative, bro. I'd have so much fun making so much random storylines.
Yeah, the stuff y'all be posting, like, yeah, it'd be valid. I don't know why. Yeah, honestly, I think WWE need to really just hire fans. They need to put out applications every 3 months. Like, put out an application, give people jobs for 3 months just to see how they'll do. The first dumb idea that somebody put in, you fire their ass off.
I mean, there's been a lot of dumb ideas. I don't know how they got a job, bro.
That's kind of what they did with what's this dude's name? Okay, Freddie Prinze Jr., the dude that played in Scooby-Doo. He the reason why Jeff Hardy won that title. It was his call. Really? He was the writer back then when Jeff won the title. It was his call.
Damn.
That's the one.
He was the writer, and he's the one who convinced Vince to make it happen. To make it happen.
I'm talking about
the one who played
Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
He's valid, bro.
That's as close as I can get to a fan making calls, bro. When I found out he was the reason, I was like, there's no way this man convinced Vince to do that shit. I appreciate it, but I just can't see it.
Yeah. I don't know. And it's a thing with WWE, man. Matter of fact, that's the next topic. Boom. That's the thing with WWE, man. It's like they're lazy and being repetitive.
Right.
and then they're not consistent. Sometimes I'll let you slip with a lazy Raw or a lazy SmackDown. But bro, it's like it's got to the point where fans already know what's going to happen, and then when it's no possible way we can predict what's going to happen, it comes with some bullshit, like some crazy shit. Like let me think. Like you said that pissed me off. I ain't gonna say it. Okay, for one, the street pissed me off. That's always gonna piss me off. Good person to do it, but wrong time. If he would have beat the street and then Undertaker retired, I can accept that. But the fact that you had that Roman match and it wasn't all good, but that would have been a good way to send Undertaker on his way. But it kind of pissed me off because I was starting to grow on this person. But when I'm a big Brock fan, but when Brock won the Money in the Bank, it was like a why moment. But it led back to him himself. I get that, but you know what I'm saying? If this is the era where we creating stars, why not have Ali win it? And I thought he was gonna win it. I was saying it the whole time. Ali gonna win this as soon as he was about to grab the joint. I can agree with that.
Lose the match.
There's a lot of things wrong with wrestling today, bro. Just the creative lacking with the WWE system. You know, the creative process just isn't what it used to be. You know, but also fans too. Though fans are part of the problem too, bro. Because fans complain about pretty much everything. Good or bad. You know, fans don't really know what they want, bro. You know, fans cry about one thing, but then they want something else, and then when they get that thing, they cry about that too. So you know, they don't really know what they want. Same with, you know, it's hard. I feel like it's kind of hard to build new stars nowadays because fans, they get tired, or they get, you know, they get tired of this person. They want somebody else. You know what I mean? It's kind of how people are feeling about Drew McIntyre right now. You know, people wanted Drew McIntyre to get pushed. Okay, he got pushed last year. But now people are like, you know, we're tired of Drew McIntyre. But I was like, okay, I know he's been in the title picture a lot, but it's like, you know, he's a main eventer now, bro. Like, this is what y'all wanted, bro. Y'all wanted him in this spot. Like, he's in the spot that y'all wanted him to begin with.
Well, that's not kind of the case with Drew, in my opinion.
No.
You know, he can be the main event guy, but he doesn't have to be in every WWE title match, is what fans are.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he does, but I mean, a lot of the top guys were always in a lot of title matches. That's how it goes. I mean, John Cena was consistent in title matches. So was
bro,
Triple H.
He done carried the whole Thunderdome. Like, what more does he want, bro? He had a moment of mania.
But you're implying that Drew, that we're tired of Drew. That's not necessarily the case. He doesn't have to be in every title match.
Like, they throwing Kofi in the mix just to think we forget. Nah, I still see Drew McIntyre in the picture, bro. You're not playing me.
No, Drew McIntyre, but he's not leaving the title picture. That's what fans have to understand, bro. Like, he's in that spot, bro. Like, he's in that spot. So he's not gonna without that
the whole thing with Drew McIntyre is it's repetitive. Like, he's not evolving. He's not doing anything different. It's like we're seeing the same Drew McIntyre every month, bro. Like, I mean, you can be a main event guy, that's cool, but like, can we see something different? Can you evolve?
Let me get a heel turn, bro.
Can you, maybe not a heel turn, but can you get some more personality? Can you talk? Can you do a promo? Can you make some people be invested in you again, bro? Because we're just seeing the same shit every week, bro.
Like. I'm gonna give you a prime example.
It's not just that. With Drew, like, the storyline doesn't make sense. He lost twice, and that's what we're mad about. Because like, you lost twice, you should at least be away from the title picture from a little bit. We're not tired of Drew being a main eventer, but we're tired of seeing him in every single damn WWE title match. He does not have to be in every single title match. He's not on the level of or Roman or any of those. That's what we're trying to imply.
He's boring.
Like people ask why we compare today to the Attitude Era. But what you don't know is it's like, okay, look at all the stars in the same era. You can't name big time stars in today's era. You can't name no more than like you can probably name four, 5, or 6. But back you had at the same time Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold, Triple H, The Rock. Who else you have?
Jericho,
and he was
Michaels.
but at the same time, he been ready to hold the title. Honestly,
You don't build stars no more.
yeah,
You just throw them in there and just see what you got.
you had you didn't see what you did, but at the same time, yeah, like Rock. If Triple H was the champion, you would have Rock, Austin. Who else? You'll probably throw Kurt Angle in there, a rookie at that. I'm talking about to pro wrestling, not wrestling, because we all know. But Kurt Angle come out, you'll probably come out. No, I want a title shot. I want this. But at the end of the day, after that segment, you're only going to see one of them in the title picture, and the other two are going to go into a separate little angle or feud, and then work their way back into a title match. Like everybody got a title match back in the day. Now, like a whole year, like who else? Let me think. The whole last year. Well, I'm gonna count this year because I already know what's going to happen. It's been what? It's almost 6 months for the WWE title. The only people that you had as a challenge, you got the only 3 people that's been involved is Miz, McIntyre, and Bobby. I think that's it.
Randy Orton too.
Yeah, Randy Orton.
I think that was it.
WWE title shot back when AJ was champion.
He dropped the ball on Samoa Joe though. Like what?
Yeah, that's painful, bro. That's painful.
Like, bro, y'all could have did so much. Him versus Roman. Oh,
that was like it's like you already know who's gonna be a challenger now. Whoever come out and ask for it, they gonna get it. But
it wasn't like that, bro. Like number one contender matches used to mean everything back in the day, bro. Like you have your little number one contenders match, the winner goes to fight the champion, the other guy does something else. Now you have a number one contenders match, then the guy who don't get pinned, oh yeah, I didn't lose, so I get another title shot. That's stupid to me, bro. That's stupid as hell.
And even if you pin the champion, you still get a title shot.
Yeah.
But they put them in there.
But I think a lot of people, like I said, a lot of the top guys, though, like I said, they always get championship matches a lot, bro. That's how I look at it, bro. Like, I remember sitting through that reign of terror, bro, when Triple H was consistently in the world title picture, bro. Like, I felt like they couldn't put a storyline with him without that title involved, bro. Like, he was always in the world title picture, bro. Like, he lose it, he get it back, then he lose it, get it back, then he vacate it, and then get it back after he vacated it. When he vacated the title, bro, you gave it up.
Triple H is different, though. Triple H is different. Like, Triple H is top
it's not, bro. He was consistently in that title picture for 3 years, bro. You're talking about 3 years for the title picture.
He was in
that 3-year reign. He had
he was involved
with the world title picture. One was with Shawn Michaels, the other was with Eugene.
He was really meaningful shit, bro.
They put him in a storyline.
All this shit was meaningful.
Really free. I agree.
That's why a lot of people hate Triple H to this day, bro, because of that reign of terror. A lot of people hated him. They couldn't stand him, bro, because he was always in that title picture.
Drew McIntyre,
it don't matter, bro. People always hated. People, I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying that's the big reason people hated Triple H, bro, because he was always in the title picture, bro. For 3 years, he was consistently in the world title picture for 3 years, bro. That's a long time.
Yeah, and really, honestly, 4, to be honest.
I mean, he's so big of a star, you gotta put him in the title.
You don't have to, though. There's storylines you can do without involving somebody. Like he said, he had a storyline with Shawn Michaels that was great without a title. That was fun. Did a storyline with Eugene.
Yeah,
okay,
but that's the same thing we're trying to say about Drew, though. That's the same thing we're trying to say about Drew, because the same way you're justifying that Triple H, he didn't need a world title, because he had a great feud with Shawn. You could try to make that with Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? You say
No,
that
I agree.
Triple H is such a big star that he needed to be in every world title picture, but the issue with Drew is he's not on the level of Triple H. He doesn't need to be in every world title picture. That's the point that wrestling fans are trying to imply. And people think, oh, like we automatically don't want to see Drew win the title anymore. Like make us, like Drew lost twice. What, like you can't make us believe that he deserves another chance. He lost clean twice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Triple H, he was a big star. He had to be there. But Drew ain't no Triple H. Drew ain't no Cena. Drew ain't no Daniel Bryan when he had the feud with CM Punk. He's not on that level yet.
Yeah, not yet.
No, I agree. I think they have to put him. You have to put him in storylines that don't involve championships. You feel me? Like that's how it's going to help continue to build up Drew McIntyre. But you got to think though, bro. Like WWE sees him differently than we see him. So he's like I said, he's going to be in that position, bro. Like that's what people have to.
But do you see how?
Same with Roman, bro. Like they shoved Roman down. Like now it's to the point now where people are starting to accept Roman Reigns because of his new character. But for years he was consistently shoved down our throats when we rejected him, bro. But WWE said, bro, it don't matter if you don't like him or boo him, bro. You're gonna have to accept that he's gonna be our guy, whether y'all like it or not.
I was just about to say that. Like the same with Triple H. I can like watching from a wrestling, like knowing wrestling standpoint, I can accept that. But as a fan, it's gonna get on your nerves. But it ain't really much you can do about it. Like even if like the way Triple H was, so he was handed the world title. He defended it, every month. But in between, I say 4 years. I ain't gonna count.
02 to 05, bro. He was the world title picture every it was a lot, bro.
That's Triple H, bro.
Yeah, like that. It's like, but he how many times he lose it? He lost to Benoit.
They handed the title to him when he first got it. So he handed the title. Then he lost it in the chamber. Then he won it back a month later. Then he had that title until he dropped it to Goldberg, which he had the title for like months. Lost to Goldberg. Then he won it back a little bit after then he got it back from Randy Orton when Randy Orton beat Benoit. Randy Orton just won it, took it from Randy Orton. Then he vacated it, didn't even lose it, and then won it back like 3 weeks later in the chamber. And then he lost it to WrestleMania.
Triple H.
But
It's Triple H. He's different, bro.
That'll be like a what should I call it? I don't know what to call it. But that's I don't know if
Cena, he was always in the title picture too.
Cena too, bro. That's why a lot of people didn't
like I said,
Cena.
the only one I hate is Booker T, bro.
The same thing with John Cena, bro. That's why a lot of people don't like John Cena, bro. Consistently was in the WWE Championship picture, bro. Like consistently, bro, for years. I think the 1 year he wasn't in the title picture was 2012. And that's when CM Punk had it for a year. But any other than that, before he went to the US title, think about every year, every year from 2005 to 2014. I think the last time he had it before he won it back for the 16th time, bro. He was always in the WWE or world title picture, bro.
To be honest, I accepted John Cena because I always thought he should be in the title picture because that was it, like literally his belt. Like he created that belt. Like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so I felt like that he should have the right. You know what I'm saying to go after that. Just like Triple H. When I binge watch, I really didn't catch every Raw as a child, but the first time that I actually started watching Raw on a consistent basis was when Batista beat him at WrestleMania. That's when it was like 05. That's when I really started watching it. But when you look back, it's like damn, that fit. It's like who he, like his arrogance, who he is. Like he feel like even when it was the WWF, when him and The Rock, he always consistently felt like he should get a title. Like he should that's his belt. Ever since he beat for the title, Mick Foley, right?
Yeah, Mick Foley.
Yeah, he beat Mick Foley for the title. Ever since then, I just felt like when you go back and look, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Roman. They can really do the same thing with Roman. Honestly, they really can. Like I wouldn't even be shocked if 3 years from now it'll be probably his third reign you know what I'm saying, third lengthy.
That's the problem we're talking about though. That's a bad thing for a lot of fans though, bro. Like it don't matter who you are, bro. Like if you consistently in the title picture, eventually people gonna start hating you, bro, because you always in the title picture, bro. So they're gonna feel like you can't do a storyline without involving the championship, bro. Like right now, Roman is having a good reign right now, but what happens when he loses it, bro? Like you're gonna okay if he loses it and gets it back, okay, whatever. But like you don't want Roman to consistently be in the title picture, bro. You want to feel like he can do other things without the title being involved for his character. You know what I mean? So we don't like Drew McIntyre right now, bro. Like, why does Drew McIntyre always have to be in the championship picture, bro? Like, you can't find another person for him to work with on Raw that he can do without a title for a little bit. The same with, that's why people didn't like Brock Lesnar when he first started coming back, bro. Because every time he came back, it was after a championship, and he would win it. And then
Brock Lesnar is different. That man would.
Very always
A long ass title reign, defended the title like 5-6 times. That shit right there is worse than Triple H, bro. In my opinion, that shit right there.
He just showed up for the
that's because he's a part-time
in like 5-6 minutes.
And now I caught on to it. They don't sometimes at least give us like two Universal or two WWE Championship matches on Raw or SmackDown a month. That's like, you know what I'm saying? At least defend it one. I don't care if it ended in a DQ. At least give it to us. You feel me?
They have. Miz fought Bobby for the title.
Now
Roman beat Daniel Bryan. He choked his ass out.
Yeah, Roman only fought on SmackDown probably twice or 3 times since he been back. Now I'm starting to look at him. I ain't gonna say as a part-timer because he there every week. I can't say that, but I'm starting to think that if you have the title, that you get to chill. You don't have to fight until pay-per-view. And I don't as a fan, I don't like that because I'm used to seeing, you know what I'm saying? I'm used to the ruthless aggression era and I can't say the PG. What era would you call it after like 09, 2010, and 11?
That's PG era.
PG era.
Well, yeah, PG era where
I don't know what they call it now, but that was the PG era.
You know what I'm saying? At least the champion, if it's not a singles, at least it's like they be in a tag match. You know what I'm saying? Against whoever they about to feud with and some other, like they don't even do that no more.
It's different, bro. It's a different ballgame, bro, nowadays.
Yeah, and I'm learning to accept that now. Like on my honest opinion, I love wrestling. I always had love for like WWE, but I think in the next, give it 7 to 10 years, I probably won't even. I used to keep up. I used to keep up with Impact, right? When Aces and Eights came up there, I don't know what happened, but I just stopped watching it. Like I wasn't interested no more. Like the time, I'm just not because Aces and Eights. It's just a time frame. That's when
TNA changed.
Yeah, it changed, bro. Like they started to change, and I feel like the change gonna cause me to turn away, and I'm not even gonna pay attention to it anymore. Like from Impact, they don't do that no more.
No, don't.
Yeah, I'm saying they don't do that no more.
I haven't seen since 2000.
I don't watch shit with WWE. I swear.
Like New Japan.
No, I mean I tell you, I watch a little bit on YouTube, but that's about it.
Right, we got stars over there. Okada, Tanahashi.
Let's speak on that.
Bushi.
Y'all know more than I do. I don't pay attention to New Japan. So what's this shit? They say they're supposed to be working with.
They're trying to get a deal with New Japan where they have an exclusive deal where they can send stars to Japan and work with them, and vice versa. They come over and work with WWE guys. But if the deal goes through the New Japan, they don't want New Japan working with any other wrestling promotion besides WWE, so they can't work with AEW or Impact or anything like that.
Ooh.
Of course, WWE wanted to do that because they know they want New Japan exclusive to itself, but it could benefit New Japan though because it'll get more eyes on the New Japan product because WWE the biggest wrestling company in the world, bro. So
Vince think he's slick too. I'm gonna tell you what he's gonna do. Yeah, he gonna send some people over there, but I'm gonna tell you who it's gonna be. He gonna send somebody like fucking Otis over there.
No, we talking about like for shows. We talking about like for shows, bro. Like we talking about like not like sending wrestling. We talking about like WWE and New Japan will have like wrestling.
They're gonna have a serious ass match, and out of nowhere, Otis.
No,
out of all people you send into Japan to represent us,
they talking about like doing like them combined shows, bro.
Yeah, I can't breathe. No, real talk, bro. Because when he said they gonna send somebody, I'm thinking, no, I know what you're talking about, but you know how you like they come to turn like, okay, which one of your stars are free? Blah blah blah. We're gonna do a match with such a way. I got Otis. Blah blah blah. And then Otis just come over there and just have a match. That's what I'm thinking. You feel me? But
I think it'll be something like they'll probably send people who've been in New Japan before, like Ricochet or Finn Balor or Shinsuke. Yeah. People who've been there that are familiar. Or if they send newer stars, like I know some newer stars, like maybe they send like a Randy Orton over there for something. You know what I'm saying? Or like they send like a tag team.
Around and send Elias. It's over.
Or different. They'll mess around and send different people over there, and vice versa too. Like I'm sure like they'll probably have like some type of invasion thing. Maybe like we watching a pay-per-view or something. All of a sudden, you see people just come from the crowd. You feel me? And they say this like we don't know how it's gonna go down yet, but like I know like they don't want New Japan, like they're trying to be an exclusive deal, so like only New Japan can work with them in the States, bro. So like you would have shows because New Japan for a while has been trying to open up more in the States because they only been successful in states like Vegas, New York, and like LA, like the big cities. But they're trying to go to like places like Texas, places like Chicago, and they want to go other places in the States too, bro. So I mean, WWE is the biggest wrestling company in the world, even though their product sucks. But they got all the sponsors, they got all the things that New Japan is looking for. So if they want those eyes to be on the product, because a lot of people don't watch New Japan. They may be familiar with some of the wrestlers like Will Ospreay or Okada, but they may never seen these guys wrestle before, So it would definitely get the eyes for New Japan, more familiar, bro. Like it just depends how they want to do it, bro. I think it depends on New Japan will take that sacrifice, because right now they're working with Impact, they're working with AEW. They may be working with other promotions too. I'm not for sure, but like is that a sacrifice you want to take? You want to give up those promotions for the big one, or you want to keep working with the other? The other ones, small ones, multiple small ones, and just give up the big one.
Well, I feel like the wrestling in Japan is like more authentic. It's not like really storytelling based like WWE. It's like it's wrestling, Like they'll tell you a story through the wrestling. They don't do that all the drama. Yeah, all the drama like WWE do, because the Japanese crowd and American crowd is totally different.
Yeah, I can accept that.
And it's like the Japanese crowd is so silent, you can't even hear a pin drop in there. WWE crowd, everybody always on the phone talking or whatever. Japanese, they just into the match.
If that's what you're first based off of, I can accept that. But WWE is based off it's entertainment. Like that's what they're known for, drama. So we're gonna expect you. We're gonna hold you to your word of, entertaining us, giving us drama, feel mixed with, match. Like I forgot what I heard. I listened to Busted Open a lot. I think somebody called WWE some type of sports opera or something like that. Like it's like it's opera. Like you gotta that's what make the matches, the drama. I believe, man, what I grew up, everybody got different opinions. In my opinion, I believe WWE or wrestling in America, period, it should always be something behind your match. Even if you can't make drama behind your match, I mean, when Hogan and Flair went against each other, that makes it right there. Everybody knew like, oh, Hogan and then Ric Flair, like y'all both the best. So like y'all got to fight to see who the best. So that was the story behind. And same with Rock and Austin. Like we both knew. I mean, we knew they both was going, you know what I'm saying, like our upcoming stars. It's just that Austin got there first, then The Rock. And once The Rock got the belt, it's like, okay, I see what y'all doing. Okay, Austin already a star. And now what's probably got the belt? The Rock got the belt. So, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if y'all, you know what I'm saying, ever collide. And then that's what they did. They made them. I mean, they collided before, but it wasn't that serious. The same with who what's a championship match that happened, but they fought each other before? Y'all know anybody that fought each other before and then later on fought for a championship?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know what you mean. You mean like
Gargano and Ciampa?
Huh?
Gargano and
You said Gargano and Ciampa?
Yeah.
Okay, and then that can work. Like, yeah, like y'all fought before, you know what I'm saying, and that was a good match. Now both of y'all now, okay, y'all was rising stars, but at the peak, y'all are both stars now. So it'll be five stars if y'all collide and for the, you know what I'm saying, the biggest prize in the WWE or wrestling period. Like that just makes sense. That should be a generational thing. Like each generation should have that person. Like that's how I feel. Like that's how you should ride. Like I think not all the time, but it should be a point where okay, you take these two good ass wrestlers and you throw them in there, throw them in the ring, let them have a good match, boom, and whatever you get from the crowd, or you know what I'm saying, whatever you get, like that was a good ass match. Then you take that, throw them in the mix somewhere. I don't know, like you know, build them up to the best potential stars they can be, and when the time is right, that's when you blend it. Because before WrestleMania, like when I was younger, I didn't even know The Rock and Stone Cold had a feud for the Intercontinental Championship. I didn't even know that. So I was like, once I put two and two together, I was like, they really go way back, even before like it was about being the best and having the world championship. It was
Shawn
like
Michaels and Bret Hart too. That's how Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart was.
yeah, it was like it's meant to be. Like
Japan, they build stars different from America. Because I don't know if you noticed, they got G1 Climax and the Super Juniors. That's how they show like who the best person in the company is. And if you win, you get title shot, whatever. And WWE is just like, yeah, you got money in the bank, but what else you got to show that you like deserving of a title shot? You know?
Facts.
The Royal Rumble, besides the Royal Rumble too.
Yeah, Royal Rumble. Yeah. But other than that, well, Elimination Chamber, I guess.
Sure, I wish WWE would do more tournaments like that. I like how they used to do the tournaments back in the day.
They need
Together.
King of the Ring.
That's how they should do. I like the concept of the King of the Ring too. When the last time they did it in 2002, not the last time they did it, but the year they did it, whoever won King of the Ring got the title shot at SummerSlam. You know, and that's why Brock Lesnar became the champion because he won King of the Ring and everything. Like they could do something like that. Make a little tournament where whoever won this, start this fresh new tournament, and whoever won the tournament every year get the match at SummerSlam. That's how you can build stars or build. That's how you can do different creative stuff.
Yeah, bring back the King of the Ring pay-per-view.
which one of y'all? I seen one of y'all post something about the Queen of the Ring.
That was
That's
me.
a good idea. You said who?
That was me.
Oh,
I seen the picture on I don't know who made the picture, but I seen it on Twitter, and then I was like, that'd be a cool idea. That'd be a cool idea if they did that.
Even if they thought of that before, I feel like the most recent Queen of the Ring of like rising female super. I feel like even if before she won the title, Bianca Belair, like I just even if it was, I feel like she would have been the right, you know what I'm saying, one of the right women to win. You know what I'm saying?
That's probably the only thing they haven't done left. That's like the only first thing I think left they haven't done in the women's division is Queen of the Ring.
Don't let Charlotte win. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's all I'm asking.
Y'all ain't gonna like. Why y'all don't like Charlotte?
She win everything.
Give her three straight Royal Rumbles. Don't give her that. That shit will never
Bro, it's the
die.
same.
That Queen gimmick will never
Charlotte Flair
die,
is like
Nah,
the
that's
same way. It's Charlotte Flair is just like, you know, how we was talking about people in the title picture. Like, she's always in the title picture, bro. Like, they always put her in the championship picture. You gotta think, bro. She's already.
That's different though. That's because we all know who her daddy is.
okay. So
She's always in the mid. She's only in her.
no, bro. I love, bro. I love Bianca Belair, but Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
I love the fact that I put it like this. She get a lot of slack when I watched Mick Foley, like his daughter said she wanted to wrestle, but he was like, it's a lot that come with being like, just because of your name, they're gonna be like 10 times hard on you. So I mean, I be in love with the fact that these former wrestlers, their kids want to. I love that. Like, that's a dream of mine. Like, I really hope I make it in wrestling, so that if I have a son or a daughter, they can follow my footsteps. And the fact that she's Ric Flair's not even like my favorite wrestler. I acknowledge him as the GOAT, like over my favorite wrestler. But her being Ric Flair's daughter, I can see why she getting all this. Like, y'all would say the same. I'm telling you, y'all would say this.
The funny thing was, she said she wasn't even gonna be a wrestler. She only did it because of her brother.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like everybody knows Charlotte is amazing though. Like, she's great. But like I said, she's in the title picture a lot, bro. Like, she's already in her mid-30s, but she already got 10 title reigns, bro. You gotta think she got a lot more years left of wrestling, bro. She's gonna be
got
around.
13.
Nobody say
Crazy.
She's probably gonna be around for. I mean, I don't know how long she wants to wrestle, but say, you know, she's around for another 5 years, bro. Like, she's probably gonna have more title reigns than that, bro. Like,
she's gonna be the GOAT. I'm telling you, she's gonna surpass Trish Stratus.
Her and Sasha.
Trish Stratus and I love Sasha Banks too. She was one of my favorites. Bro, what's today? Okay, May 29th at 9:22 p.m. 2021. I declare Charlotte will be, like, in the future, Charlotte will be named like one of the greatest of all time. Well, the greatest.
Oh yeah, she's already a great, bro.
The championship just
She got 13 world championships, bro.
Yeah, it's like Ric Flair. Ric Flair, I don't think Ric Flair be like, okay, if you be like, what you know about Ric Flair? People be like, okay, he was flashy. He was a good. He didn't back then. Good wrestler, being a good wrestler, it wasn't like the flips and bullshit. But, like, you know what I'm saying. Dan would have followed it up, and, you know, the first thing people would probably say that really love wrestling, 16-time world champion. That's most reigns, tied the most reigns. But you know what I'm saying. Like, other than that, it's just that it's what's behind it. Whether she won the championship probably 3 times, 2 times, 4 times. I probably, like, knowing her. It's just knowing. Put it like this. I'm gonna keep it on. I'm gonna be 100. It's probably just knowing whose daughter she is. It's like it only seems right.
yeah, I mean, she already is a great nurse. She definitely gonna go down in the books.
You would expect Deion Sanders' son. He got sons, right? You would expect his son to go in the NFL and be the second greatest corner to ever live. But it's a lot that come with that. Like, it takes work. But differently from wrestling is that you're not in charge of what you do. I mean, you are, but you're not at the same time. You can work your ass off and still don't win the title. But, like, I felt like, I don't have any more topics, but we're gonna press this out probably to 9:45. But one, y'all can y'all can do y'all input. But one wrestler that I'ma always stick with, and I hate that he died, bro. That, you know, I feel like should have won the championship at least once. I don't care if he dropped it the next night. Test, bro. Test. I drew to him like as a child. I'm talking, bro, this high, not even like this tall. I always loved Test like he was a main eventer. Like, Now I ask people, I used to be like, you know, Tess. They be like, who is that? I'd be like, yeah, you don't know nothing about wrestling. You focus on the mainstream people. Like as a child, like telling people that, like I love Tess, bro. Oh,
He should have won the title.
I don't think he won. I don't think he won any major
He's
title.
highly underrated last time.
I think he had the Intercontinental title maybe once.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like world,
Like world
yeah.
title.
No world title.
Yeah, he never had
Nah, no world title.
No.
He never had the world title. Tess was valid though. I like Tess.
But some people's points got to be valid. Like mine, like Tess, I think he actually got like a few title shots. I think he okay. We already knew he was gonna lose, but he faced The Rock for the WCW title. I think he faced Triple H for the.
Tess was supposed to get that push though. Before he was gonna get that push in the I think it was like the 90s when he was doing the whole thing with Stephanie. Like that was supposed to be his push.
That would have been the perfect time to do it too.
That was gonna be his push. Yeah, no, he got ruined.
Yeah, that's valid. But when fans just piss me off because like why you think everybody deserves a title shot or even deserves to be not deserve. Now I'm not gonna say deserve, but just even training. Like I tell him all the time, I already respect wrestlers for what they do, but once you get in that ring and you're doing stuff that wrestlers have to like do, the respect is gonna just break out of the meter. Like I respect anybody, so it's not even deserved. If it's up to me, everybody deserves to be a world champion. But it's just that some people they're not right now ready to be champion. You're not the type of person to be a world champion, like character wise, bro. Like character and man, character for I'm gonna tell you, character physique, and just your demeanor, it shows a lot. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about the world title, like when you're talking about a world title, you got to have three. Like you got to at least have those three, at least. Like everybody loved Rey Mysterio, but he didn't get his world championship until 06. And I'm talking about WWE, but he debuted in 02 and fought. He fought Big Show. Yeah. Did he go against Brock Lesnar? Did he ever win?
I think Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of him.
But was he the champion?
Brock Lesnar was champion. They had a title match before.
Oh, okay. Well, he still had some good matches with people, but it wasn't a champion. You knew he wasn't going to win the championship. Like you said, man, the fans, bro. Some fans we be talking about in the group chat how stupid these fans.
Yeah.
Bro.
Some fans are just stupid, bro. They're just stupid for no reason.
Stupid, man. What was it?
But I feel like Ken Shamrock should have at least been.
Yeah.
Good pick. Yeah, Ken Shamrock.
On that one.
Yeah. How do you?
Yeah, Ken Shamrock definitely. He was going to get a push too at one point. He was supposed to get one.
You gotta back then. Your character had to be some type of serious. Like it couldn't be playful, bro. Like the dude. Like if I was a dude, y'all ever heard it? I know if you. I ain't gonna say a real wrestling fan, but if I'm gonna take you serious as a wrestling fan. Y'all ever seen it was behind the scenes that was at the headquarters, and some dude came in for I ain't gonna say a trial, but it was something. And the dude was like, Vince asked the dude, what can you do? He was like, well, I
can throw up?
Yeah, I can make myself throw up. Like, why would you say you might as well just go ahead and work for another people because you're not gonna be in WWE long.
Draws.
Oh yeah. Draws.
That's the dude that got paralyzed. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he get paralyzed?
He been paralyzed, but he got paralyzed in a match with D'Lo Brown. He got power bombed, and he got paralyzed from the neck down.
I gotta go watch that.
It's an accident. It was a
that's-
simple power bomb. It's a simple move, and he just got paralyzed, bro. I guess his body didn't react to it right. I don't know what happened, but he got paralyzed from the neck down. It was like in the 90s.
I'm about to say, but bro, God is my witness. When I was jobless, like a year coming out of high school, like for like 2 months, I would watch, not even like jobless, like I wasn't even like I was working at McDonald's for like one day every week before I quit and got another job a month later. But I've been watched from 98 from the time I watched from the time Austin won the title all the way to 2002. Like Raw, like I'm talking about every day I watch that. I've never seen that. Maybe it was a live event, but I don't know. Like I'm not saying like you're not.
I think it's cut. Like you can't.
Yeah, like I've never seen. I didn't even know that.
I think it's cut. I don't think you might be able to find it on YouTube, but I don't think you can be able to find it. It's kind of like the Owen Hart thing. Like you won't be able to find it. It's
You can't find Owen Hart for nothing.
What's that show called? It's that show they got with New Jack, and they showed the whole story. I think
Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah,
I think that Draws moment is in that episode.
yeah. He talked. They interviewed him. He talked about it and everything.
Yeah,
You see him in the wheelchair and everything.
Yeah.
I be searching, but I be going to great lengths to find one Hart shit. But I already know, man.
Well,
I gave up trying to find that video. I don't know why. I just like looking at stuff like that.
That's good dude. They already died. They had Brian Pillman, Chris Benoit, Owen Hart.
Yeah, they got new episodes coming out now as we speak. They had one coming on Brian Pillman. They have one coming out about the match in North Korea, the show in North Korea. They got one about Ultimate Warrior this year. They just had one about Brian Cage, Deathmatch King. So they got a bunch of them. They got a bunch of couple. They got some more episodes coming out. I don't know which ones they're about. I can't remember, but Dark Side of the Ring, bro. If you haven't seen it, bro, you gotta check it out, bro. They got 2 episodes of it, bro.
That New Jack joint, boy, that shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
My man tried to kill somebody, bro, for real.
Couple times, bro. Tried to kill a couple people.
Yeah, he tried to kill, almost killed 2 people.
What's crazy is the crazy thing about it. My mama knew nothing about New Jack, right? She know I love wrestling, and like I said, my great grandfather, like I never got him. He died when my mom was a teenager, like was a child. So she always loved wrestling. Like I be testing her, I be like, you don't know who this is? She like, I know who that is. Like I've seen him wrestle live before. So she never seen New Jack, right? So I showed her. We was watching when he went on Vlad, and she was like, "Who was that?" So I told her about New Jack. I was like, "Yeah, he crazy. Like he like one of these niggas on the street, like no cap." But she was like, "Dad, like yeah, he crazy. Like you could tell he's a straight gangster." So I showed her one of the matches. She was like, I showed her. He was talking about when the dude had threw him off the rapper. He threw him off. I showed her that, boy. She was like, "Yeah, he crazy." But what's crazy about that is when I showed her that, and then like I showed her that 2 weeks before he died, and then I told her she died. She was like, "Wow!" Like we was just talking about him. I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, New Jack was crazy, bro. That's for sure. He was definitely crazy, bro.
Man, what if he killed that dude for real, bro? Like,
So
Said he had a heart attack. That's what they said.
yeah, he had a heart attack. All them, but when you do drugs like that, like he used to do like coke and shit. Like when you do that, like that's going. I don't care, severe or minor. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. But I just want to see where y'all head at. Like overall, the greatest moment in WWE history. Greatest moment. Like over everything. I'm gonna let y'all go first, and then I'm gonna tell you.
The greatest moment.
Like our personal fate, like personal.
Yeah, a person that gives you that give you chills, make your eyes water, like that makes you feel warm hearted. Like
There's so many.
you can watch it over and over and over again.
Man, it's hard to say just like one great moment ever in wrestling because there's so many. But if you're talking about one that like I guess gets you emotionally invested, that would get you emotionally invested. Definitely would have to be when Eddie Guerrero won the WWE Championship from Brock Lesnar. No way out. That would have to be mine, bro. Because he was my favorite wrestler before John Cena, bro. So seeing him winning the title, bro, and jumping in the crowd and everything, bro, with all the emotion, especially his backstory and everything, fighting addiction and overcoming everything, bro, to get to where he got. That was a good ass moment, bro. So, but it's hard to say like greatest moment in wrestling history though. There's been a lot of great moments, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot, but yeah, that one was mine too. Like I don't care, bro. I could every time, bro. I don't like it. Make me feel some type of way. Like even the fact that he died, it play a part in it. But like even if he was still living, I feel like that moment it's like it hit me harder because I always face like doubt in my life. Like it's always been I've always faced doubt. Like when it gets doubt, like you can't do this, you can't do that, and for him to do that, like it made. Oh, I thought you were crying. for him to do that, bro.
Think about him,
bro. For him to like do that, and then what made it pop off even more. And I tell people this all the time, like the commentary, bro. Like
It's
Michael
JR,
Cole,
bro.
Michael Cole, bro. He did that.
Michael Cole. Oh, yeah.
Michael Cole and Taz.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That commentary made that moment so. Every time I see it, bro, I catch chills and then my eyes start watering and I gotta turn it off. Every time, it don't matter where I'm at, bro. When was I watching this? I was at work the other night, bro, and I'm just scrolling through my photos, like my gallery, bro, and I like that video gonna stay in my phone regardless, bro. Right? I watched that, bro, and I was like, yo, like I gotta turn this off, bro. I'm about to cry. Like that's how I want my moment to be, man. Like if it's in God's will, bro, that I make it and then I win title, bro. I'm gonna have a Bianca Belair moment. Her ass was crying before the match.
That's love, man. That's love.
To me, bro, I feel like it's not the greatest moment, but it's one of them. It's when Dolph Ziggler cashed in his Money in the Bank on Del Rio. I think it was Raw.
He got. I don't care. He got a top 5. He got a top 5 pop.
That
like,
pop was so loud, bro. When you heard the music, him, AJ, and Big E were coming down. I'm like, yo, he really about to cash in and beat Del Rio. Cause when he put him on, bro, I thought he was about to tap out. I forgot Del Rio had a bag lid and he was fucking with it or whatever. He had the zigzag 1, 2, 3. I'm like, yo, this dude.
Now what's funny is me and my brother. My brother 13 now, right? So when did this happen? He was probably about 6. He was probably about 6 or 7. 5, 6 or 7, right? So we in the room. We share the same room. We shared the same room watching it. So he hyped. Our birthday that Rio just won. Man, Dolph music here, right? I said, oh yeah, this is the night right here. This is the night. So he was like, bro, stop saying that. Like I don't know why, but my brother's so violent, right? So he's to start saying I'm gonna punch you in the face. I was like, he gonna win, bro. I'm like, bro, he gonna win. Watch this. Watch what I tell you. He was like, bro, he was like, chill. Like he a child, so like it's happening. Chill out. I'm like, okay, all right. Man, he hit that, bro. He hit the zigzag right. I said, I bet he went. And then, bro, that as soon as the ref hand hit 3, that nigga started getting on top of me. I said, bro, why you mad? Bro, I told you what was gonna happen, bro. He was gonna win, bro. But yeah, I think that's in my top 10 greatest moments in like WWE. It's like WWE, like not all time, but WWE. That's a lot of shit. Daniel Bryan definitely in it. WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Man, for me, I mean, I know we erased him from history and all that. Fuck him, but Eddie and that guy at WrestleMania 20, bro.
You on the
At the end of WrestleMania 20, bro, I don't care, bro. That's still my favorite moment, like in wrestling history. But I can watch that and still like kind of get emotional because JR also was just he made that moment even more special, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you go back and look at it, bro. I mean, yeah, that's the moment for me. But still, fuck that other guy, bro.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that other guy, bro. I'm not even gonna say his name.
I don't even think honestly, bro. I don't even think it was the headbutts, bro. I really don't think it was the headbutt because the head, he not actually, he wasn't headbutt. Like it shouldn't be a problem if you diving off the top rope and like right here is hitting their chest. That shit, and the way he was falling, he was kind of catching stuff. So it was. I don't think it was the headbutt, like from the CTE standpoint. But I'm thinking of all the like chair shots and. Yeah, God knows what other stuff like that could have happened in there. Like, I know for sure Goldberg got some CTE. How many times he bumped his head?
All that is good and all, but guys with CTE didn't do what he did. So, I mean,
Seriously.
it's all you can say it, but a lot of people, everybody has CTE, then that's no fucking excuse, bro. Because none of them did nothing like that, nothing close to that. With CTE, they could have had worse CTE than him and didn't do that shit. So,
nah, boy. Did you see? But like, I'm not justifying anything, but did you see the scanner, the CAT scanner his brain?
I mean, I heard about it.
Man, bro, you're like the CTE is black, right? So if I probably get a CAT scan on my brain right now, you'll probably see, I know for sure you'll probably see little black spots around. Bro, his was almost shaded in black, like all. Hold on. I mean, how you share the screen up here? Hold on. Chris, such and such, brain pictures. Nah, I'm probably ODing.
Oh yeah.
His,
Oh yeah.
yeah, his was. Yeah, his was definitely. I'm telling you, his was crazy.
Still fuck that guy.
Like I said, I agree with you. It really ain't no because and there's been other people that done it, bro. It's trust me. Football, you heard about any of y'all watch Concussion, right?
Mm-hmm.
You seen when the dude was driving on the opposite side of the highway and he crashed into them cars?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, I think somebody else died too. It had to. If he died, I know the other guy crashed. But yeah, I mean, like you said, but at the same time, that's why I was telling y'all, you know what I'm saying, like mental, you can't take that lightly, but like y'all said, I mean, you got a choice at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you got a choice, but at the same time, you really don't know what's going on in somebody's head. And you can, bad as a person, they can be a bad person, but some things in people's brains, bro, like like I'm an example. I haven't had no real bad stuff going to my head, but like sometimes, put it like this. Sometimes I get that fuck it go through my head. No matter what situation it is, it done been through my head before. So it's like when you emotionally and mentally, when you going through it, sometimes yeah, you got a lot to think about. You really got a lot to think. Like you said, he thought about it. It was his choice. It was his choice to kill them. It wasn't their choice. It was his choice to kill himself. It's a choice at the end of the day. It ain't like the devil possess you. I mean, not really.
Yeah.
I might say not really like the devil really. But at the end of the day, like your bad thoughts can cause you to do bad things. Like I said, the same like this, like hitting the woman, bro. You got a choice. Like your mama told you, bro. You're not, and this day you're not supposed to hit a woman. But the day that you hit a woman, that's the day you going to jail. You feel me? You thought about it. You just, it's up to you how much your thoughts control your emotions and your actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how it is. I know how it is, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. But I mean, that's that. I don't think Louis, you ain't tell us what y'all ain't. Yeah, we've been talking a lot. Y'all greatest moment. Where I mean, Elite told us, but what's your greatest moment, bro? You muted. You muted.
Oh,
You
man.
muted, bro.
When I saw Adam Cole tap out, bro, I started bawling my eyes out, man. When Johnny finally won that belt, I was out of it, bro. I was like a culmination of like 5 fucking years, and I finally get the moment I've been wanting for. I was like, I'm done. I don't give a fuck. He got the belt. I'm out.
No,
I love Adam Cole, but
no, I'm saying no when he tapped out, like when Gargano beat him. I hated him. That was a. I'm a Adam Cole. NXT, I'm Adam Cole all the way. I love.
that nigga's
Damn, I ain't got it. Hold, never mind. He gonna mark my words. He gonna be a WWE champion in the next 2 years. 2 years.
He don't want to go WWE.
I don't see it.
I don't know what he want. WWE. 2 years. I get into it. He can't.
I don't see it.
If not, I'm not going to WWE. Fuck that. I give up. I don't want to go. If Adam Cole never went, but if he ends his career, by the time if I make it, and he not WWE champion yet, and Vince come to me and be like, "Yeah, we want to offer you a multi-million-dollar deal." Sorry, Adam Cole. Adam Cole was. Nah, I'm joking though. But I really want him to be WWE. I want that under his belt, like at least once. You know what I'm saying? I want that under his belt, but yeah, man. But I appreciate y'all, man, for joining me on this podcast. Next, I might honestly, I'm going out. I'm going to Charlotte for my birthday weekend. My birthday weekend next week. I might try to do something small while while I'm there. I might bring my other computer and do a little small podcast. You know, I'll probably do a draft. Like y'all, I wanted that draft shit seemed fun. But and if y'all doing something, y'all let me know. I'm always down to rock. But I appreciate y'all, man.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, well, I guess this is where we end the podcast. And I appreciate everybody for whoever joined watching. Long ass podcast too. But we're gonna wrap it up. Peace out.
All right.
Laptop.